A week before the start of the school year, I actually conditioned myself to be firm and strict with my classroom rules. I had all these scenarios play out in my head and trying to come up with a solution where I won't come out as weak or a pushover. I actually thought I had the best classroom management. Oh boy, I was so wrong. What is up YouTube? This is Keith, your casual teacher. In today's video, I'm going to share to you guys the classroom management techniques that I acquired over the years, of teaching here in America for about 4 years now. If you guys are new to my channel, I'm actually a Filipino teacher who got a job here in America through the J1 or the Exchange Visitor Program visa. Filipino students are so different to American students. I actually made a video about it, so if you want to check it out, it's right here. Classroom management is, I think, the most difficult part of being a teacher here in America, especially for us Filipinos whose native language isn't English. You have no idea, it's so hard for me to convey my feelings through words because I need to translate the words in my head first. There was one time when I yelled at them in Bisaya and they were so confused. But hey, at least they shut up. It is also very important to note that these strategies be implemented at the beginning of the school year. Alright, let's start going over the best practices for classroom management. The first one, now this one is actually a core value of our school, but I believe it's very important and an effective strategy to use. And that is to understand your students. What I mean by that is that you have to get to know your kids on a somewhat personal level. So maybe on the first day or even in the second day of school, you can plan out activities that will allow you to get to know your kids even more. When you try and show interest in their life, you will gain their trust and their respect. And in turn, this will make your classroom even easier to manage. Because if you know the kid, you might understand why he or she is acting up. Maybe the student came from a broken family, or maybe he worked late at night and didn't get enough sleep, or maybe he had a falling out with one of his friends. These are the informations that you will only know once you get to know the kids on a personal level. Just make sure that you set boundaries between you and the kids. The next strategy is to model ideal behavior. If you want your kids to use polite language, then you have to model it. You have to use polite language as well. Maintain eye contact when you're talking. Keep your phones in your pocket. Or maybe when someone is talking, you don't interrupt them. Or, if you have a concern, you raise the concern in a respectful manner. The third one is, I think, the most popular classroom management technique. This is when you let your students help establish the guidelines and rules for the classroom. You can encourage your student to help you build the classroom guidelines and rules. It might seem like you're setting yourself up for failure, but you'd be surprised on the strictness of the rules that they come up with. Now, after establishing the rules, don't forget to document it. You can print it, distribute, have the students, have the parents sign it. And if you haven't done it already, make sure you post a copy somewhere in your classroom. That way, when someone breaks the rule, you can just refer to the guidelines that you guys set, which makes it easier for student discipline. The next strategy is to avoid punishing the class. I know we all have done this in the past. I know I did. But I bet you if you're watching this, there is one point in your life where you walked out of the classroom out of frustration. Please, please, please do not walk out of your classroom here in America. Some students might feel sad for you, but I tell you, most of the kids will just get more difficult. They will do even the tiniest thing to get you mad so that they don't have to listen to your lessons. Also, make it a habit of not comparing other student with another student or a class with another class. In the middle of the school year, I'm pretty sure some student will ask you about, are we the best class? Are we your favorites? Just be ready for that. Again, if someone is acting up in your class, maybe he's being disruptive or, disturbing other kids, do not punish the entire class because you will hurt your relationship with those who are on task. It is best to address discipline problems quickly and privately. So usually what I do, if someone is acting up, I will ask the kid to stay after class. And then you would talk about what happened during the class and then, and how can we make it better for him or her. Or you can have him step outside for a minute, let him cool down if he's mad or he's angry. And then after your discussion, you can then go out and then talk to the kid what the problem was. That way, you were able to address the misbehavior and at the same time, you were able to finish the objective for that class. Also, try to call out specific students in a friendly manner. You know, instead of yelling, "Stop talking, you're disrupting the class. Pay attention, stop fooling around." God dang it. Oh man, that was so cringe. You can say something like, "Do you have a question?" or "Do you need help focusing?" That way you retain your friendly disposition, but at the same time, you're addressing inappropriate behavior. Alright, the next one is to offer praise. When someone did a really great job, it wouldn't hurt to praise him, right? When you actually praise a kid and you are sincere about praising him, it can inspire the class, it can improve the student's self-esteem, it can even reinforce the values and the rules that you have set. The next strategy that I will talk about is something that I would like to consistently do this school year, and that is to make positive phone calls or emails. Parent communication here in America is very important, so it is expected that you provide feedback about their child's performance. You know, this can be done through email, through phone calls, even a short letter that you can let the kids bring to their parents. If you make the parents happy, that will make the kids happy, right? And when the kid is happy, the kid will be more eager to attend your class. And when they're eager to learn, that makes the class easier to manage. Does that make sense? The next one is to give rewards. When I say reward, it doesn't have to be something that you have to buy and give to the kids. You can give them something like an extra point or extra credit, as what they call it here in America. Or you can give them something like an assignment pass or a homework pass. Students who have assignment or homework pass can submit the pass instead of the actual assignment or homework that they forgot to do. It's really up to you on what reward you want to give them. What is important is that you motivate kids to do well in your class, and therefore makes your class, again, say it with me, easier to manage. Now the next strategy would be to incorporate games or other online tools to make your class interesting. Now I'm gonna make a separate video for this where I share some of the tools that you can use online in your class. So make sure you subscribe. Alright, if you like this video, feel free to check out my other videos as well. This is Keith, your casual teacher, and I'll see you there. Peace.